Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. In today's video, we are continuing on with my Penelope Douglas obsession. We are going to be reviewing book 3.5 of her Devil's Night series, and it is called Conclave. This is a novella, which you will see when I do this. According to Amazon, it has 112 pages. According to the print length of the trade paperback that I'm holding, there's 100 pages. So, Amazon, why you be lying? You can currently read this book and all of the books, I say it every video, all of the books in this series are free to read with Kindle Unlimited. If you're not familiar with what Kindle Unlimited is, it is a subscription service. Imagine like a virtual library. If you have a Kindle reading device, whether it be Kindle Paperwhite, Kindle Fire, whatever, you can sign up for Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited will allow you to check out up to 10 books at a time that are within their library. So authors maybe that either have like a cult following, or their catalog is not huge, or they're new authors, or they don't have a large fan base, whatever, you could find them in Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if that's the case with these because from everything I've seen, Penelope Douglas is super popular. But she is in Kindle Unlimited, so you can get all of these books with Kindle Unlimited. So basically what you'll do is you check them out, and you can do up to 10 books at a time. When you finish reading one, you just return it to Kindle, and it will be removed from your device, and you'll free up space to be able to download another one. I want to say it's like $9.99 a month, and you save a tiny bit of coin if you subscribe for longer. Like if you pay 6 months in advance or a year in advance, then you might save like a little bit of money. But it's nothing like crazy significant, like, oh my god, if I subscribe for a year up front and I pay up front, I'll get 50% off. No, don't buy into it, okay? So $9.99 a month, you can read this entire series. Now, before I get into the actual details of the book, trigger warning. Okay, I've done this every video for this series, and I'm going to do it for this one and the next one and the one after. Okay. This entire series is considered dark romance. Okay. Dark romance is I don't know why I keep saying okay. Dark romance is a subgenre of romance novels. Dark romance typically features scenarios that are triggering for some people, whether that be people who have experienced their own personal issues with that subject matter, or prudish people who are scandalized. Like, okay. So, if you are not comfortable, if you are easily triggered by things like rape, if you're easily triggered by things like child abuse, sexual molestation, animal abuse, if you don't like an excessive amount of angst or stalkery type behavior in your alpha male, then this series will not be for you. It has all of that, or most of that. No, it's not anything crazy like cultish where there's like animal mutilation and sacrifice. No, there's none of that. But the majority of the heroines in this series do get teased and tormented and stalked and roughed up a little bit, etc., etc. Okay? So now that that's out of the way, let's get into it, right? So according to Amazon, this book has 112 pages. The print length that I'm holding has 100 pages. So Amazon is a liar, as usual. You can buy this book for your Kindle for 99 cents, which is fine. It's a novella, so of course it's going to be cheap. You can buy the paperback that I'm physically holding which is lovely with its black and white cover and blood red font that matches perfectly with the rest of the series and the covers for those. You can get this book for $5.99, which is fine. Again, fine. Not bad. I will read you guys the blurb, and we're going to make this review super quick because, as you can see, there's not much material here for me to fuck up. I might still fuck it up, but hopefully less so than usual, right? So the blurb for this one has like a little quotation at the top, and it says, "Do you know what a papal conclave is?" I think that was said by Damon in the book. So the point of view, POVs in this book are from the POV of Damon, who was the main male protagonist from the last book, Kill Switch, and Rika, who was the main female protagonist. Are females called protagonists? I don't know. The main heroine from the first book, Corrupt. So it's from alternating chapter by chapter from their POVs. I don't know why. I'm guessing because, spoiler alert, they're brother and sister, and they have a very weird relationship. So if you have read the series up to this point, you will know that you'll know everything that's happened. Should I get into it? No, I don't want to make this video 45 minutes. Essentially, there were 4 friends who were known as the 4 horsemen within their seaside town and the high school that they were attending, because once a year, the night before Halloween, on Devil's Night, they would run around town creating muck. Okay. They would wear masks, but they would get into some shit. Sometimes they would take off their masks. They made a bad habit of recording their misdeeds. No. Big no. The videos leaked online. 3 of the 4 of them went to jail for 3 years. And when they got out, they decided to exact revenge on whomever they needed to exact revenge on. Right. So, fast forward. Michael and Rika have been paired up. Kai and Banks have been paired up. Banks is Damon's sister. Other sister. And now Damon and Winter have been paired up in Kill Switch. And so this novella is kind of like, I want to say it was written as a segue into the next book, which is a full-length novel, which is Will's book. He was the 4th horseman. And no one's heard from Will in a hot minute, and they don't know what's going on. So Damon gives Rika, I'm getting into the whole plot before I even read you guys the blurb. Let me read you guys the blurb, and then we'll get into it. I told you I would fuck it up. Okay. So the first snippet of blurb is from Damon's point of view, and it says, "Will's gone. He hasn't been seen in months, and the texts coming from his phone are almost certainly forged. Something's wrong. We need to act now. Michael is ready to tear down the cove. Rika's hiding something. Evan Christ is a threat, and Winter's father is still out there. Everyone is off in a million directions, and we're vulnerable. It's time to do this. It's time to claim our place." Okay, Rika. "A few years ago, I never thought I'd be here. On board Python? It's a yacht. Miles out at sea, at a table with Michael Christ, Kai Mori, and Damon Torrance, men I now consider family. We've locked ourselves on this yacht for however long it takes to address our agenda, and we won't leave until everything is on the table. Even things I don't want to talk about, things Michael doesn't know. We will find Will. We will solidify our plans, and we will remove any threats, if we survive Conclave." Okay. What's that thing called? It looks like a little star. Asterisk. Is that an asterisk? Conclave is a 27,000 word novella that takes place between Kill Switch and Nightfall. It is suitable for readers 18 plus. Please, please read Corrupt, Hideaway, and Kill Switch prior to reading this story. Okay. Thank you, Penelope, because I say it every video. I don't care if an author says, can be read as a standalone novel, but it includes their books before. Don't do it. If you read that and it says it's part of a series, I don't care if it says can be read as a standalone. Just don't do it. Because even though it may be about two particular people, there's probably people in the background who have had their own books and you have no fucking clue what's going on with them. Start from the beginning of the series, read Corrupt first, and then work your way here, okay? Okay, so the beginning of the book. This is, I want to say, maybe a year after the end of, almost a year after the end of Kill Switch. Damon finds out that Winter is pregnant with their second child. They have a son together now. He's about 12 months old. Will, shortly after Damon and Winter got together, he went away. He just decided to take a trip and he was gonna go travel around the world. In the beginning, it was with their friend Alex, and you'd see pictures of him on social media living up life, and they were getting random, text messages and whatever, and phone calls about him being here, him being there, sitting on the beach, sipping drinks, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Will is very damaged. Very damaged. He has an alcohol and drug abuse problem. He is the grandson of a very prominent senator in DC. He has, even from the time of his youth, been rebellious. Him and Kai went to prison. Kai and Damon went to prison for beating the shit out of a cop who happened to be the brother of a girl he was in love with in high school. And it turned out that the cop brother was beating on her, and that's why they kicked his ass. Okay. They went to jail. Damon got a longer sentence because in addition to that, there was a video leaked from their prank phone that they would carry around on Devil's Night of him having sex with the mayor's daughter, who was underage. So he got slapped with a statutory rape charge. He was in prison longer than Kai and Will. But Will got out. Afterwards, Damon, feeling very butthurt about the fact that it appeared that Rika was the one who leaked the videos and that Rika was creating a wedge between Michael and the rest of them, hatched a plan with the aid of Michael's younger brother, Trevor, who was certifiably psycho, hatched a plan to get rid of Rika and to basically torment Michael and whatever. Okay. Damon did not know at the time how far Trevor was willing to go. Trevor's ultimate design was to get rid of all of them. Will almost drowned to death in the blow up between all of them at the end of Corrupt. So since that time, Will survived. But he's been traumatized by that. He has panic attacks when it involves water now. And him and Damon have a lot of unresolved issues because even prior to them going to jail, they had, I want to say a relationship. It's made very clear in the beginning of Kill Switch that there's sexual tension between the two of them. And that they used to get up to stuff together. Damon and Will were the closest. Michael and Kai were close. And then Damon and Will were like BFFs, closer with each other than they were with the other two. Back when they were teenagers, before they went to jail, they had very strange sexual appetites. Not strange, but unorthodox, if you will. So Damon used to like watching Will have sex with girls. Sometimes he would participate, sometimes he wouldn't. Sometimes Will would watch Damon have sex with a girl and then he would get involved. And so there is definitely some male on male action going on. And so there is a lot of sexual tension in the beginning of Kill Switch. So there are still unresolved issues between Damon and Will, because Will feels betrayed that Damon almost got him killed. And Damon has never, up to the point of the beginning of Kill Switch, never apologized for anything. During Kill Switch, he does apologize to Will, but it's not like a backhanded apology, but it's like a half-hearted, like, because Damon doesn't really feel sorry for much that he does, because he's a bad boy. So Will is very damaged, and he has now floated off into Italy, into the Cayman Islands, and wherever else he's been. And he's been gone for almost a year. The last time anyone actually spoke to him on the phone was months and months and months ago. So they've been getting text messages from him, but the text messages don't sound like Will. And they fear that Will has been sent to Black Church. Black Church is a place that is off the grid. The location changes all the time. And it's where stars, politicians, influential people send their problem children to get straightened out, as opposed to rehab centers or jail or anywhere else that would gain publicity. Black Church is off the grid. And in Black Church, they're not prisoners, like as in you stay in a cell. You're in a very rich mansion type house. But you are basically pitted against each other. So everyone that lives there, it's like prison in that way, that the alpha dog rules the roost, and you have to assert yourself or you will get taken advantage of and bad things will happen to you. So they fear that Will has been sent there by his senator granddad. And they need to, first of all, find out where the fuck Black Church is, and then they need to break Will out. Okay, so the beginning of the book opens up with, like I said, Damon finding out that Winter is pregnant with their second child. Him finding out that his first child, his son, is spending the night with Rika, his half-sister, who just happens to be visiting her mom, who is Damon's real mother. Damon still has really harsh feelings towards her because she basically left him to fend for himself with his father his entire life and didn't make any real moves to try and divulge that she was his mom. She kind of just watched him from afar and like helped out when and where she could a little bit, but not enough in his opinion. So he's still very resentful about that. He has not wanted his son to have anything to do with Christiane. That's Rika's mom. And when he comes home early from a business trip because Winter's not picking up her phone, she's angry because he won the bet between the two of them about whether or not she was pregnant. He comes home early and he finds out that his son is not there. And he wants to know where he is. She says, I'm letting him spend the night with Rika. He gets mad. He storms over there. He runs into Rika. Before he can intercede, she basically pulls him into the kitchen and is like, listen, something's gotta be changed. Like, we have to find Will. Where the fuck is Will? He's missing. I don't buy that these texts are actually from him. Damon's on board with wanting to also find Will. Not just because that's his best friend, but because he owes him, like he needs to make amends at this point. And Damon says to her, because Damon was raised a Catholic, So Damon looks at her and says, do you know what a papal conclave is? And he explains the process of when a new pope is chosen. How, because of infighting and delay after delay after delay, they came up with this system of locking all of the cardinals in a room until they made a decision on who the pope would be. And until then, you just don't get out. Okay, so that gives Rika the idea to take the Christ yacht, Python, call a meeting of the family, call everyone out there and discuss what they're gonna do and hash any unhashed beef or secrets with each other. And you can't go anywhere because she's gonna have the yacht driven out to the middle of the sea and you can't get off until we resolve all these problems. Okay, so they do this. Everybody's on the yacht, including, and I was surprised to see this, including Misha and Ryan from Punk 57. So if you're familiar with Penelope Douglas's work, she has another book called Punk 57, which featured two characters by the name of Misha and Ryan. They lived in an adjoining town of Thunder Bay. It was not Thunder Bay, but it was like, Misha was from Thunder Bay. Ryan was from a different town, like an adjoining town. Misha is Will's cousin, younger cousin. So they are now together, boyfriend, girlfriend type situation. So this book, Conclave, obviously takes place chronologically after Punk 57. I want to say Kill Switch also took place after Punk 57 because now that I think about it, they made like a little cameo in that one too, but it was very very quick. So Misha and Ryan are also going to be in this conclave on the yacht. They go out to the yacht. They're all there. They're at a meeting table discussing what they're going to do. Where's Will? Could he be at Black Church? Could he, whatever. It's made very clear that Rika is hiding something, that she has a secret that she needs to divulge to Michael, but she doesn't want to do it in front of everyone else, even though P.S. Conclave was your idea, bitch. It's a sensitive subject, and she doesn't want to say it in front of the meeting with everyone. It comes out that she does end up telling him that she can't have children, and it's been putting a huge strain on her, and it's made her pull away from Michael because she doesn't want to deprive him of having kids. But the idea of him having kids with anyone else tears her up. Because she loves him so much and whatever. That does eventually come out, and at first it appears like he doesn't take it well. He just kind of walks out of the room. Later on, he finds her, and he basically tells her that he can live without, if she wants kids. Something about her cycles are very irregular. She hasn't had a period in over a year. And even before that, she would have one period, 2 periods a year, something like that. She hasn't had one in a long time. They say she doesn't ovulate regularly, and yeah. So he basically tells her, if you want kids, we'll have kids, whatever it takes. He has an unlimited amount of money, fertility treatments, whatever. But he basically tells her that he'd rather have no kids at all than to have kids with anyone else. He only wants kids with her. He can't imagine his life without her in it. And she's the most important thing to him, above children, above anything else, which is very cute. I liked that. So yeah. So the majority of Conclave centers around, there's a lot of bickering between Damon and Misha, which I found pretty funny. But the majority of Conclave centers around the issues between Rika and Michael, and that getting resolved, and leading into what is going to be done about Will. Where is Will? We have to find Will. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it's only 100 pages. It's not, I blinked and it was over. And I was like, well, shit. I don't really even know if it needs to be rated, but if I had to rate it, I'd rate it like a 9. Like, it was good. It's fine. It was a nice segue, between Kill Switch and Nightfall. And, I appreciated the fact that it gave like a glimpse into the couple's lives and them not being perfect after the happily ever after that they received in their own books. I appreciated the fact that it showed that there are still issues that regular couples have to work out on a daily basis. Like, I love HEAs. Don't get me wrong, because you know that I do. I hate cliffhangers. If you fucking come to me with a book with a cliffhanger and the next book is that there's not another next book in the series, you're cut off. I will never speak to you again. If you recommend me a book where one of the main characters dies at the end, I'll never speak to you again. You will literally be on my shit list for life. So will that author. I hate that. So I love my happily ever afters, but in a case like this, where it's a novella and it's meant as like a filler book to get you through until the next book, I don't mind seeing a little bit of squabbling and arguments and strife between characters that I thought were picture perfect. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited I already started Nightfall, which I said I wasn't gonna do. But then when I think to myself, like, I procrastinate at recording, and until I record, I don't want to start the next book, but I want to start the next book and I don't want to record. So, rock in a hard place much. So I did start it. I'm not much into it. I'm maybe like, I don't know, half a chapter or so. Spoiler, Will is in Black Church. So that tells you at least one part of what's going to happen. Also, the object of his obsession during high school has also just woken up in Black Church. No idea how she got there or what she's doing there. Black Church is supposed to be for males only. And now she's like a piece of meat that's just been dropped into like a tiger cage, and she's in trouble. Like, what's gonna happen? I love these openings that Penelope Douglas gives to these characters. Like, they have such an unorthodox, like, usually you read a contemporary romance novel or you read a romance novel and there's like a meet cute where the two main characters meet. And usually it's either a quirky meeting or a funny meeting or, you know, an angsty meeting or whatever. But it's usually like, oh, we met on the street or we met in a coffee shop or we met in, you know. And like, all of her books have, like, for example, Kai and Banks met in a church confessional. Like, I would never think to do something like that, like, as a writer. Damon and Winter met as kids in a fountain behind the waterfall of a fountain. Misha and Ryan were pen pals who met and fell in love. Like, all these books are just, they're so unusual and so gripping. I gush about them in every video, and I need to stop because, like, I'm recommending them to you, but I don't need to go overboard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to, like, okay, bitch, we get it. You like the books. Okay. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'm really excited to read and review Nightfall. And yeah, look out for that review coming soon. Dun dun dun. As my daughter would say, which she's 4 years old, where the fuck did you learn that from? Dun dun dun. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, or you like any of my videos, really, if you like me, if you like my quirky ridiculousness and my yogurt brain, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. If you would like, you can follow me on social media. I do have a members only Facebook group, an Instagram, and a Twitter account devoted to this channel. I will link them all down in the description box below, and I'll put a little banner on the screen for you guys to see. And yeah, I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys joining me for another video, as short as I expected it to be and as long as it actually was. I appreciate that. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Okay, bye. Okay, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? Okay. La, 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 la. Who can it be now? Do, 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 do. Who can it be now? Do, 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 do. You done? Tea. Tea. Okay. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Conclave. It's an interesting premise. I don't know. All right, Richard's called me. Freckles is bothering me. Everything's bothering me. I love you guys. I'll see you later. There's not gonna be a lot of bloopers in this one, I don't think, because I was pretty, you know.